hello again, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Freedman Adventures. We're at Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California, and man, we feel so at home here. We've got a little studio that Kevin put together for us, and sitting next to me is a guy who is so knowledgeable. He's been on the Independence more than 30 times. He's been fishing. Well, it kind of gets into prehistoric times when we start talking about that. McCloud, how are you, Mac?
All right, how you doing?
It's good
Phil?
to see you, man.
Nice to meet you.
You are a fountain of knowledge when it comes to offshore fishing. And so what I thought we'd do today was start at the basics, because we've got a lot of fans out there who've been fishing for a long time, but we've also got so many new people coming in to fishing, and they're thinking to themselves, man, you know that offshore thing, bluefin and albacore in days gone by, maybe someday again. You're talking about kelp patty fish, you're talking about Tanner Cortez Mike, you could be talking about the Ridge offshore. It's a little intimidating for people. Should they feel intimidated?
No. Take the basic stuff. 30, 40-pound test, something for 50 to maybe throw iron, and your heavier stuff right now because of the bluefin is in town. If not, fluorocarbon, little variety, box of hooks, go fishing.
All right, well, you're old school, so let's take fluorocarbon to start with. Is it important or not important?
You know, back
Because a lot of old guys say, I just fish mono. But what do you say?
You know, I use it.
Uh-huh.
You're talking about when it first came out, I thought it was just a hoax. As time went on, we used it a little bit. It was very expensive back then.
Yes.
So, we bought a little bit at a time, and I feel it helps.
All right, good stuff. Now, those setups you just mentioned, what was the lightest setup for offshore you mentioned?
I like that 30-pound go-to stick. You can knock it down to 25-pound test with fluorocarbon. You don't have to fish it straight 30. I like that 800M with CalStar. It's a nice forgiving rod. You put a medium reel on it, 30-pound test, a little bit of fluorocarbon, and away you go.
You have a favorite medium reel? Or one that you would recommend? What do you fish with?
I fish them all. I fish Yamato, Daiwa.
Very good political answer there, Mac.
I do have a variety of reels. Nothing, just your mid-size reel. You don't want that big tuna stuff, that they're biting the big stuff now, or you don't want that little, bass outfit. You just want that medium reel, and there's a variety of them out there. Kevin, wealth of knowledge. Come in here, he'll set you up with the right stuff.
Okay, what pound Spectra are we using on that 30-pound outfit?
I like to match the hatch.
Yeah.
I use 30-pound Spectra for 30-pound fluorocarbon. I like, my 40-pound has, I like go up 50, 65. Fluorocarbon's real thin. You can fish it real easy.
Yeah. So what are you going to use that for? Because certainly if you're fishing 30-pound Spectra and 30-pound fluoro, you don't want to be hooking a 70-pound bluefin.
No,
you're going to use this for what?
You do sometimes.
Yeah, sure. But I'm guessing you're going to suggest like you're fishing kelp patty yellows. Perfect. You're fishing smaller grade yellowfin tuna.
Yes.
Is that what you would use that?
Yes,
that
Dorado, kelp patty. Sometimes, when you pull up into a school of bluefin or yellowfin, the captains are good these days. They'll say, hey, guys, this is that smaller grade tuna.
Right.
Well, that's when you want to go to that 30-pound. When he pulls up and says, hey, this stuff is big. Don't get in with 30, guys, and you get in with 50. You got to listen to the crew.
Right, exactly. That's so important, isn't it? Observing and then listening to the crew. They're there every day, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah, they're every day. But when I go right back where we started from, is that basic novice guy,
Right.
And, he comes on the Independence or he comes on one of our overnight or 2-day trips, like, Mac, what do I use?
Yeah.
And I show him a couple basic knots. There's many knots you can use out there. Just a couple easy knots to tie.
What are they?
I like just the San Diego knot.
Uh-huh.
I guess you could call it the San Diego Improved Clinch. Now, everybody's got their name.
Yeah.
It's the basic. And then with your fluorocarbon to your braid, I use the uni to uni. Now, a lot of guys, oh, no, the uni to uni. Well, you know what? If you tie it right, it's bulletproof. If you're wondering how to tie it right, come on into the shop. I mean, there's a little trick to it. And it's not magic. It's just simple. You keep it simple out there, guys, you can catch fish. You don't have to be getting all this craziness in your head.
All right, I got a lot of craziness in my head, so I'm in trouble, Mac. Going back to that 30-pound outfit, another good application for that is when the fish are finicky and they won't bite the heavy string. You got to go to the light stuff at that point.
Yes. So that 25 or 30-pound test, and here's the magic one right here. Bait selection.
Thank you. I was just going to ask that. You read my mind.
Okay. So, you see all those guys coming over the tank and they're dabbing. I mean, man, they're grabbing. And by the time they get it, it's just the scales are off. It's done. It's half dead. The eyes are popping up. No. You get in there with a little cup of your hand. You gingerly take that. Now, I like certain colors of sardines. I just don't get any sardine in that tank. I'm looking for something.
Okay, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for that Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
That bright green.
Yes.
That dark stuff. I like that little, the lighter green, but that Christmas tree is tuna favorite. That's my opinion.
That's a good tip, man. Well, it's worked for you over the years,
Oh, yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
right?
I'll sit there for an extra couple minutes where they're putting fish in the tank, in the sidewells. I'll wait for that Christmas tree. They get bit.
Uh-huh. So you'll be very patient there at the tank.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
Bait selection is 90% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, presentation. You get the right bait, the right rod and reel with the fluorocarbon, the right hook size, you got it. And I try to keep it down to basic with these guys coming on, and they got all this stuff. I says, hey, you got fluorocarbon, you got the right hook on. Just come over here, I'm gonna show you kind of bait. I never tell people how to fish. I always tell them how I fish.
Yeah. And if they want to take that advice, great. If not,
There you go.
yeah, perfect. So you said the right hook. How does one know what the right hook is?
Well, remember, I'm old school.
Yes.
Bill. So, way back, I'm a mustad guy. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I like those mustad beak hooks. When people are using 1.0, I'm using a 2.0. And they're going, why are you fishing?
That is old
I
school.
like
I know what you're talking
bigger
about.
hooks.
Me too.
All the guys are fishing 1.0 hooks. I'm on a 3.0 sometimes. And they're going, how does he do it? There you go. Presentation, bait selection, the right gear. Let's go to work.
A lot of people will say you choose a big, and I'm a big hook guy too. And when you said old school, I had in my head, he's going to say fish a big hook. I was on the Big Game 90 once, and Bob Alvarez goes, I know where your rod is, man. And I go, where? And he goes, up in the bow. It's got like a hook on it, like that big. And I go, yeah, that's me.
Yes.
I'm up there. But a lot of guys will tell you that slows your bait down, that your bait can't swim freely. It doesn't look natural, won't get a bite. So what do you say to that?
Oh, no. If you hook that bait in the right spot, and that bait selection, you're going back to that bait. You hook it in the right spot, it's going to swim good.
Oh, now that begs the question, where's the right spot?
Well, I always butt hook them. I mean, I'm one, especially tuna. Well, yellows and everything, when you're fly lining, I like butt hooking them. A lot of guys do it through the nose because they feel they can get that extra 10 or 20 feet on the cast. It's good. If you butt hook them the right way, they're going to swim away and they're going to go down.
Yes.
And that's where I want to be.
One thing about butt hook, I'm with you too. I mean, I get bit way more when I do that. However, you're not going to get bit on the retrieve that way. That's another reason to nose hook, right? You wind back the bait slowly and you
Yes.
get bit. Especially albacore fishing. That
Yes.
works all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so good. I think we've covered that 30-pound outfit really, really well. What's the next rod? What's the next setup that people need to bring?
I like that 800H.
Uh-huh.
I'm a CalStar guy. 800H, CalStar. I use 50 on it.
Yep.
And again, I always try to use one rod as two.
Yes.
So if you're on a 50-pound outfit, which is an 800H, medium-sized reel again, Trinidad, Shimano. You can always knock it down to fluorocarbon with 40-pound test.
Okay.
Now you got a 40-pound outfit and you got a 50-pound outfit. Now you got one rod and one reel, 2 setups.
That's great. And same thing you already mentioned, 20, the other one's a 25, 30 pound.
That's it. So now you got 4 rods, you're only taking 2.
That's great. That is sage advice, man. Talk about, especially in today's economy.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough out there. So that's really good advice. What are you going to use that 40, 50 pound outfit for?
Same thing, you know, the fish are a little bit, you know, I listen to the crew, I listen to the captain. You know, the captain's going, hey, this is a little bit bigger, but they're finicky that day, so you got to fish that lighter line, but that 40 or 50 pound will work, and it might be that 60 to 100 pound fish. Well, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Now at night it's all different. At night, different book.
Anything goes?
Well, at night, you know, I'm the sinker guy.
Yeah.
I have caught quite a few on the hard baits, you know, the big knife, you know, the big flat falls and stuff.
Right.
I have caught them with that.
But you prefer
I
bait
love
fishing?
Sinker.
Yeah.
Here's again, we're talking about nose hooking.
Yeah.
I'm on that sinker rig. I'm down there with a 100-pound test. I get down there, and I'm coming uphill. After 300 feet, I'm coming up. And when I tell people, you know, they go, how do you get bit so much? I says, well, when you think you're going too fast, slow it down even slower.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. Slow, coming up. And I tell you what, no sooner you're bent over. You know, yeah, you're on that circle hook nose, and you're on that sinker rig, and it just works.
Yeah.
And that's my deep stuff. But I'm on that 100-pound.
Right.
Know? And, you know, a lot of people say, you know, Mac, you're fishing monofilament. You know, I fish straight braid with a short. I'm not that guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a straight braid guy. I like to use at least 33 yards of mono or more. A little bit of forgiveness.
Okay. I was going to ask that, obviously, right? Yeah.
And again, okay, so, you know, you get guys, you know, we get the guys out here in the alley, you know, they're taping out their 100-foot mark, you know, they put a mark on their line.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the simple way, get 33 yards of mono, 33 yards of mono, and that's 100 feet.
Yep.
Count the seconds for that mono. If it's 7 seconds as it's going down, count another second, now you're down 200. Count another 7 seconds, you're down 300. You know you're in the zone.
You prefer that method over having the colored metered line that changes?
Yeah, I don't
color?
I don't mark my line.
Yeah. Okay.
I just make sure when I'm fishing the big fish like that, I'm on 33 yards.
Okay. Well, and you're getting bit all the time, so what can I tell
Yeah,
you, man? That is fantastic. Okay, so you like bait fishing, those fish at night, 100-pound. That's all good stuff. Let's go to, do you have that 40, 50 pound now? Do you have another rod you bring along for offshore?
Yeah, you know, I do that.
You have 3 rods or what?
Yeah, that 80-pound. Now I'm talking about bluefin.
Yeah.
You know, because it's right now, you know, these 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, they're fishing that big stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll do that 80-pound outfit, and then I'm on the big boy. You know, I'll do that 100-pound, you know, with 135, you know, with the braid. And, yeah, it works. Yeah, and that 80, I can knock it down to 60 again. So you don't have to use one rod just because you got 80-pound. You can put a little short piece of 60-pound on there, and now you got an 80, and then your big boy. So I'm taking 4 rods on an offshore with the bluefin now.
Right.
Now down below on the 7, 8, 9, 10-day trips, I'm taking on the average 6 to 8 rods. Because you want to have fun.
Yeah, yeah. You want to be prepared, right?
That's it. So it's
and time counts when you're on these trips. And, you know, you can grab another rod and hang another fish real fast.
That's it.
I was watching a video the other day that I put up, and it was funny because the guy was saying, hey, he was trying to get the guy to frame the fish, and he's going, hey, move over. And he goes, dude, they're biting. I'm out of here, you know? And that's true. When the iron, you know, you got to strike while the iron's hot, right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so does that cover everything
you know
in terms
what?
of offshore outfits?
Your 50-pound outfit is my go-to iron stick for yo-yoing.
I was going to ask you that.
So, you know, let's say you're bluefin fishing, bluefin tuna fishing, and it's slow. The guy, the captain says, "Hey, we're gonna go out and give Cortez Bank a half a day.
Yeah.
Make sure you got a yo-yo outfit." I like that 50-pound outfit.
Let's define for everybody out there, what is yo-yo iron? First of all, what is the iron itself? And then the methodology of yo-yoing.
Okay.
What is it? First of all, yo-yo is a small, heavy jig, right? It's a heavy jig that you're going to
Right.
sink deep, right?
Right. And you do let it down, get all the way down to the bottom, throw it in gear, and whine like hell.
Yep.
You'll get stopped. When you get a yellow, you'll know you. I like to use 50 because, it just doesn't stretch as much. A lot of guys use 40, which is okay, but I feel 40 is just that stretch. He has a chance to turn around and rock you.
Yeah.
So I use that 50. A lot of guys fish 60. I'm the 50 guy. I'm the 50-pound on my yo-yo. 6X juniors, anything heavy, 6X heavy, any of your JRI, any of the heavies. I like blue and white, the standard color, scrabbled egg, Dorado color. I like mint green. I like all your mints.
You feel like color's important? A lot of people say color doesn't matter, but do you feel it's important? Or is it just, it gives you some confidence?
It's what I've been fishing with for 50 years.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. I fish the standard colors, and I try not to get away from my go-to.
Yeah.
Blue and white, scrambled egg, mint.
Yep. I was out on the Amiga with my kids, and I looked at my oldest son, Philip, and I said, "What's the heaviest outfit you got there, dude?" And he goes, 100-pound. I go, "Perfect. Give me that." Put a yo-yo iron on, dropped it down, hung a yellow. I go, "No line at all. You're not getting any line." I rustled him up to the bow, got him up to color. The deckhand showed up with a gaff, and I go, "No gaff at all, baby. Look out. I'm throwing this one." And Jeff Jessup was up in the window going, "Throw it on, Phil. Go for it."
That's it.
I got it over, barely, man, but I did.
Fun fishing.
Isn't that fun?
It is.
There's nothing like that. And I was talking, you mentioned Roy Rose a second ago. Daryl Shelbourne, who I'm sure you know, he decked on the Royal for 30 years. He caught a 258-pound yellowfin tuna in 6 minutes,
I read
fishing
that.
70 pounds of drag.
That was recent.
Yeah, it was just the
I
last
read
trip
that.
Roy Rose ran on the Royal Polaris.
Well,
That's pretty incredible. I'm not fishing 70 pounds of drag. I'd end up in the drink, man.
Oh, he's all.
Oh, he is. He's a great guy.
I fished with him many a times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fished the RP many a times, the Independence many a times, yes. I watched all those young men grow up to be the best. And it's fun fishing.
Yeah. Well, you want to mention any one of those young men and how you've seen them progress?
Frank and Steve Loomis, Jeff Du Bois, Brian now on the Independence. He's a crazy guy. I like him, and he's the best.
I love Brian.
And now we got, Roy just said on the internet the other day, he's going to try the internet. Allergies this time of the year. Wow, what a bonus, huh?
Yeah, take my word for it. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Well, no,
especially if it's on Freeman Adventures. It's usually not true.
You know what? It was all over the place. And
no, it's true. I talked to Roy, so it's good.
I haven't had a chance, but I can't wait to fish with him again because I've been with the Independence quite a long time,
Yeah.
And before that, I was running max charters on the Royal Polaris with Frank. And I agree. Steve Loomis ran most of my trips, but Daryl, all the rest of the guys, Billy, just Eddie, guys, they're just great guys.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Frank, man, I can remember the first time I met Frank. I don't know if I was a deckhead or a pinhead on the Redondo Special, but the guys go down to the searcher. Just stand there with your rod with your brother, and when Frank goes by, you tell him that Mike Conklin said, "You go for free tonight." So we're standing there, and here comes Frank, and I look at my brother, and I said, "Ask him." And he goes, "You ask him." And I go, "No, you ask him." And he goes, so Frank goes, he's pretty intimidating.
Oh,
he was bigger in those days.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I've had very much.
He goes up to Fisherman's Landing. He's up there talking. I go, "Dude, we drove all the way to San Diego to my brother." So Frank comes by, and I go, "Excuse me, sir. Is there any chance I'm a deckhand on the Redondo Special? Can we?" And he looks at us and just walks away. Walks down on the boat. And then up he comes. He looks at my brother and he goes, put your gear on the boat.
That's cool.
And then we were on there for several years after that.
Yeah,
It was great because we took it real serious and we're really polite to everybody.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
but what I was going to do is, I mean, that's back in 80 something, maybe 70 something.
Yeah.
And I see Frank the other day. I go down there. Roy Rose's last trip. He's pushing carts around. He's lifting fish up. He's 80 years old.
Yeah, but he's a young 60.
He loves.
Oh, he does.
He loves this.
Yeah.
That's why he does it.
That's it.
And it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, he's gonna live to 100. I mean, he's doing the same stuff.
I know, because he's got a passion in life.
Yeah, no, he does.
Like you. You love this too.
You know, it's just, hey, I've slowed down a little bit. So, you know, you got to smell the roses sometimes.
Absolutely, 100%. What's your favorite kind of fishing? Is it offshore?
I like just your plain 7-day to 9-day trip.
Yeah. You like that ridge?
I like that relaxation.
Uh-huh.
You know, the getting with the guys, maybe a little bit of poker. You know, remember, a few fishing nights. You know, you got to tell those stories sometimes.
It's so funny,
And,
you know.
I like that basic 7-day relax, take a deep breath, get away from phones, get away from land. I can't say to get away from wife.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, she might.
Yeah, she's going to kill you, man. He would never want to get away from you. He was just telling me before we started he missed you this morning so much. And he can't wait until Sunday, Mother's Day, when he can hug you
That's
and
it.
tell you, is this good enough, Mac? You owe me $20 now. You realize that, right?
That's good.
All right.
Keep
I'm laying it on pretty
Keep
thick.
it at 20 because
Yeah. All right, that's it then. We're not going any further with this. Offshore is great, and that late fall fishing, you get the variety. But it dawns on me how funny it is when you get a little bit older. When you're Nick's age, Nick works here at. Nick, you know, he's out there till midnight. Like my oldest son, my youngest son, they're out there whaling on fish all night long.
Yep.
You get to our age, you catch a couple of yellows, you go, oh man, I think I'll go in and take a break.
That is me. That is so me.
But
Yeah.
long range fishing offers that experience. You can have the kind of experience you want to have when you're out there. If you want to go out there and whale on them, go for it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. You know that fast and furious. I call those 3 days right now. These guys are fishing night and day.
Oh my God, it's so brutal on the cruise.
You know, and I catch one or maybe two, and I got 8 hours sleep, a shower. I'm good. I come out, and they're still fishing.
I know.
I said, when are you guys gonna sleep? Oh, I might not. You know, I mean, it's just when do you fish?
Yeah.
And when do you sleep?
Mac, do you have a memory or two that stand out about your offshore fishing? Something that, man, was just an incredible bite or anything?
Well, my longest trip has been 17 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was in the 80s.
Who was that with?
That was with
Royal
Frank.
Polaris?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Royal Polaris.
You guys,
Steve Loomis ran our trip.
Clarion? Or?
Yeah, Rollo was on that trip.
Yeah.
When he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest guy in the world.
He's a super nice guy.
Timmy.
Tim Ekstrom?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
He was on working. They were all captains.
Yeah.
Brian was working at Sammy. All the A team was on the boat.
Yeah.
We're down there 17 days. Boy, do I want to learn. Right? So I stayed up many a nights with Rollo. You know, it'll get just, you get beat up down there. You know, you're catching tuna or wahoo all day and then take a shower and go to bed. Well, there's a few nights I stayed up. There's just a couple of guys, myself and another friend that stayed up. I remember one night, Rollo was on night shift for that 2 or 3 hours, and we're catching our 3 to 5 pound scads. You know, your bait you catch, and then you drop the bait off in the well, and then you take your big outfit. I had caught like 6 or 7 brown sharks in a row.
Oh my God.
My buddy the same. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning now. I go, man, this is you know, we're cutting hooks off because they're, you know, the shark. I saw one more bait. Catch the 5 pound scad. Hook it onto my big rig. I got picked up the same way. Same shark fill. Threw it in gear, wound down on it, and this time it took off like a ski boat. Rollo goes, oh, Mac, you finally got the right kind. You know, it's like, it's this. Okay, so I'm on.
Yeah.
I know it's a tuna.
Yeah.
He went out 50 yards to turn around, came back to the boat. I mean, I had back to the boat in about 5-6 minutes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I went from the midship all the way up to the bow. And he goes, Mac, just keep on whining. Why? And so he bent over and he stuck this fish.
It must have been green. Start tearing them
Oh,
up.
Okay. All I did was saw an explosion.
Yeah, of course, man. 6-minute fish.
I saw the gaff rip out of Rollo's hand.
Oh, that's awesome.
Phew! The rod butt hit me in the belly, put me over the rail. The reel's doing 100 miles per hour. All the water is splashing me in the face. Now, guess what he's doing?
What?
He's laughing.
That's great.
He is laughing.
I love it, man.
Right? And I'm going, my buddy's going, what happened? I said, I don't know. That's how fast. So I reached out. Now it's just tucked me. It's got my arms underneath I'm on the rail. I reached out. That's one of my younger days. And with everything I had, I pulled that rod back up. Stopped it. Right?
Yeah.
Probably 10 minutes, not even that, 7 minutes later, midships, goes, Max, slow down. And I'm going, he goes, the gaff is still in it.
Oh my God. Frank will be happy.
So the fish is going in small circles now. You know, I had it right back to the boat. It was just chasing the boat.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. And my buddy grabbed the gaff. There's only 3 of us on the deck. And they both gaffed it, and what a relief.
Oh, yeah.
I had a big bruise in my belly there for the next. Anyways, it was fun.
That's
one of the
great story.
Memories back. That was at Clarion. I believe it was 1989. And yeah, that was on RP. What a trip. Now, I've had many of those excitement moments and unbelievable stories on the Indy.
Yeah.
Gosh, I've been on the Indy so many times.
You've been on there over 30 times?
Yeah, at least.
Wow.
Yeah, I stopped counting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've just been real fortunate in my lifetime
Yeah.
to see so much. And
So much of raw nature that people have no idea that you get to see when you're out.
that's it. You know, you can go the rest of your life and you'll never see one trip the same.
Right.
That's it. They're all different. You know, and you're all down there for the same reason, just fishing and having a good time.
Yep. 100%.
That's it. And I'm going to keep on going as long as I can pull on fish.
You can do it, and I'll make a promise to your wife ahead of time that the next time you go, and just in case something like that happens to you again, I'll have him double the life insurance. We'll make sure you double the life
Happy
insurance.
Mother's Day, wife.
Mac, thank you so much.
Hey, you got it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us and that great memory, man. I love that very much.
That was one of Rollo's. I mean, I just missed the guy. So
yeah, me too. Can people find you hanging out here at Young's
Oh,
Fishing
yeah,
Tackle once in a while?
I'm hanging out here. I'm still around. Yeah, I get in here a couple. What? Hey, Nick. Maybe once a week, twice a week now. Yeah. But yeah, I lived at Young's down there, and for at least 20 years. And,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, he's got it all. Nick, full of knowledge. Kevin, they'll set you up with the right stuff, guys. I'm telling you. They're not going to sell you something that you don't need. That's one good thing I like about Kevin. Yeah, get it done.
All right, we found one thing to like about you, Kevin. Just one, though. Just kidding. Mac, thanks for being here. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate all your support here at Freeman Adventures, and we'll see you again really soon for another show.